Gun Galleria here. So, what do we have here? It's the typical, oh, hey, he's got a black rifle. I don't know. Depends on the state you're in. Where I'm at, there's no bans. There's no assault weapons ban. People here definitely know that AR does not stand for assault rifle. So I'm kind of lucky in that way. But what we have here, it looks like an M16. But what it is not an M16. Obviously, various reasons, it's not an M16, selector fire, multi, it's not full auto, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I'm going to assume you already know all this. But what this is an Advanced Armaments Inc. M15. It's in 223. These lowers are being made in Lingleville, Texas. And a lot of these date back to before the 80s, 1970's, late 70s. These were cast, very crudely cast lowers. And what happened was they would stick surplus uppers. So, of course, nothing in the mag. Firearm is empty. So, you have the M16 Ford, and this is definitely not some aftermarket piece either. Design, method of manufacture, everything definitely smacks of surplus. Along with this upper with a nice barrel, which is actually marked SAK MPB. So this is a surplus barrel. The upper has casting marks for Colt. I mean, you have your place for your cleaning kit in the back. This is not, Magpul anything. Not even close. Hard plastic grip. Trigger guard on the bottom is one piece along with the rest of it. There are no rails. This is all one solid piece. I mean, this is vintage AR for you. It's marked M16 here. Advanced Armaments on that side. This side you have this interesting kind of arrow shaped, which is actually a double A. AAI. And the I is down below it, so it's Advanced Armaments Inc. Functions like any other AR. I actually took this out to the range, and it cycles perfectly fine. Not a single hiccup, not a single problem. 223. Serial number, I believe this is number 15. EJI 015. So, I'm not sure what most of that means because there's not a lot of information out there. As you can tell, this is a cast aluminum lower. It's not painted amazingly. You don't have a deflector here, if you notice that. All your modern ARs, you have, a shell deflector. Nope, none of that. And I like using these mags with it. Now this is a fun one. This is K Industries. And I usually like looking for these just because I like the extra markings. Restricted military, government, law enforcement, export use only. So this is one of the mags that was made during the ban. This would, after 94, this would have been considered illegal for an individual to own. You had to be law enforcement, military, or it has to have been getting exported to someplace where there wasn't a ban. But this one looks like it was made in December of 2003, so just before the ban ended. But I always like finding these ban and pre-ban ones. And it completes the look. It's just right. You know, I've thought about, oh, hey, I could put a Magpul in there. And in reality, for this being a vintage AR, I just don't see a reason to try to update, modernize anything about it. It cycles great, it functions great, groups really nicely. I mean, I know that there were certain things done to, you know, keep it within the realms of, you know, it's, you know, civilian. And I think part of that is this flash hider on the end. You know, it's not the high-tech, fancy flash hider that one would expect, and it is pinned, and then I believe it's pinned and then ground off here. So it's on the barrel, you know. It's not going anywhere. It's not like I can unthread that and, you know, screw this off, put a new one on. No. But, you know, it's just a really neat piece, you know. One of those things that's like, yeah, fun. And here's another interesting thing to note. It is surplus, and the bayonet lug was ground off. So, yeah. It's just one of those fun pieces. I really enjoy shooting this. It's just great. I mean, the internals for this aren't really anything different or special. You know, it's an AR, you know. As you can tell, it's, you know, definitely not cut all the way. Buffer's typical. Has the pin. There's nothing really fancy or overly unusual about this at all. And, you know, it's not worn like hell either. So, somebody took care of it. Didn't abuse it. Estimates are that this dates to or late 70s, like 78, 79, somewhere in there. And at the time, well, you would have been able to get surplus uppers. You know, that wouldn't have been a concern. Hey, you want surplus, go for it. You know, you could probably have bought something like this at one of the old Army surplus stores. You know, that was one of the places I bought my CZ52, was Army surplus. Of course, things, you know, change over time. Not necessarily for the better. But, yeah, this is my vintage AR that I enjoy taking out and just having some fun with. You know, I have more modern one that's a SIG, but this is just fun. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe, and I will be back with some more.